Across England, many cities, towns and villages are now exploring what they need to do to become dementia friendly, recognising the need to act and change to better support people with dementia and enable them to live well within a community. A dementia friendly community can be described as a city, town or village where people with dementia are understood, respected and supported, and confident they can contribute to community life. In a dementia-friendly community, people will be aware of and understand dementia, and people with dementia will feel included and involved and have choice and control over their day-to-day lives. In Wigan Borough, the first area to work towards becoming dementia-friendly was Hindley. It is hoped that this DVD will raise awareness about dementia and help support people with dementia and their carers in Hindley to be part of local community activities and to use local facilities more easily. Key points about dementia. Dementia occurs when the brain is affected by a disease. It's not a normal part of ageing. Dementia is progressive, which means that symptoms get worse over time. However, many people with dementia lead active and fulfilling lives for many years. There are many different types of dementia. The most common are Alzheimer's disease and vascular dementia, which are sometimes combined and called mixed dementia. Most people with dementia are over 65 years of age, but dementia does also affect younger people. Dementia affects everyone differently and can cause a wide range of symptoms.
The Safe in Town project is about people with a learning disability being safe in their local communities. The Safe in Town project has been very successful in the Hindley area.
We always thought that the project had potential to work with anybody who might get into difficulty when they're out and about. When we heard about the Dementia Friendly project, we thought it was a great opportunity to extend the project to meet the needs of another sector of the community. It seemed daft to kind of reinvent the wheel when we already had something that could work.
So dementia is the umbrella term. The most common one that people will have heard of is Alzheimer's disease. One of the most other common ones is vascular dementia. Something that people are always quite shocked to hear is that there are over 100 different types of dementia.
I think one of the things that can often happen when people get diagnosed with a dementia is that they can lose the social contacts that they had before. So people the worries about going out can result in people getting very socially isolated.
I think Summit to 8 is a pioneering example of what a dementia-friendly community is. It's where people with dementia feel supported, understood, and have the confidence to go out and socialise like they would have done before the diagnosis.
Summit to 8. I calls it Summit for Out. Because we get it free.
I look forward to going, and it's because when you're our ages now, you're retired, you're sitting about at home all day, you have to get out and try and do things.
And then on the table there are all sorts of old pictures of Hindley and packs of big playing cards, all sorts of things to try and get people
Stimulation.
To sort of do things and make this work.
So from a carer's point of view, the dementia cafes are fantastic, I think, because we can all just join in together and we don't have to explain that our partners might have some slightly different behaviour problems.
There's that little place up there, what's it called, the craft shop.
Oh, Helen Pies?
Yes. Now, we went there, we have only been once, but they were very good too.
And not just specifically people with dementia, but hopefully we are child-friendly, dementia-friendly, people with physical needs friendly, people with mental health issues friendly. And we do have classes of all those, so I wanted that to be part and parcel of all that.
It's fairly simple. We recruit local businesses, and they display a Safe from Town logo in the window, which is quite a clear logo, nice purple background. And the person themselves carries a contact card which will have their name on it, fairly obviously, and who to contact in case there's any problem. For most people, it's a safety net, and the fact that they have it is enough.
Just an example of that, somebody could be in a supermarket, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen this happen, where somebody's struggling to find the right change, and there's a queue of people crossed-armed and tutting, and a simple action for a supermarket would be to have slower lane checkouts where people didn't feel rushed.
So safety was very important. Isolation was a big thing. Sometimes they could feel very isolated in their own community.
I let Barbara go for her own pension. I mean, and my pension, at the post office. But she gets on a bus and she'll go to Wigan, and she'll meet her daughter there in Wigan.
Mentioning public transport, that would be a great asset, actually, simply from the fact that the driver could, if they could show a card or something, the driver could make sure that they were getting off at the right stop.
Just by talking about it, I think, is a bigger acceptance and knowledge of what people are actually experiencing. Just that is a breakthrough.
So businesses need to be aware of how they can support their staff as well as their customers in these situations. Thinking of what you were saying about awareness training, one of the most simple ways that people could do that is to become a dementia friend. People could do it in their lunch hour. It only has to be 45 minutes long. I could go into a supermarket, have an awareness session for staff in 45 minutes, which would give them a basic understanding of what it's like to live with dementia.
And so the one thing we can do is raise awareness, which is what all of this is about, so that people are supported as a normal part of living in every community.
Very importantly, that each person is an individual when they live with dementia. They all have their own individual journeys. It's different for everybody, and it is possible to live well with dementia. I like to think of the me in dementia. Always remember the person.
People with dementia may have problems with talking and communication. They may have difficulties in decision making. They may appear confused, look lost, standing and staring. In conversation, they may repeat themselves and/or take longer to respond. They may have difficulty with movement and space, negotiating their way around. They may repeat the same action, such as putting several of the same items into their shopping basket. They may have difficulty in managing their money when paying for items. They may not have insight or are in denial of their illness and do not want to talk about it. Offer a reassuring smile. Approach the person to ask if they need any help. Ask them if there is anything you can do to help. Give the person enough time to respond. Don't fill in missing words unless you have to. Offer the person a seat to rest. Offer to guide them to a chair. Sit with them for a short while until they have rested or regained their composure. Try to find other ways to communicate. Perhaps show the person an item and ask them to point to the one they want. If the person keeps appearing in your shop or business, Gently tell them that they were there earlier and explain what they did. You could ask them if they would like you to write this down to keep. If they come back that day, ask them to read it. Be sensitive. If you feel a person has problems but they refuse this, bear in mind they might be finding it difficult to accept.